What's up, guys? It's been a while. Welcome to the Warriors Report. I haven't been making very many videos. I've been a little busy with school and life, but just want to make a quick video here and talk about five players we should keep an eye on during the Toronto Raptors preseason games. So the first player, before I mention him, I feel like no one's really talked about him. He's a young player, and his name is Oshae Brissett. I know he's not really young. He's 22 years old, but I feel like the Raptors don't really have that many up and young coming players. He did play about 19. He appeared in 19 games with the Raptors last season, averaged about 7 minutes a game. I personally like him. I've seen him play last season, and I'm really high on him. I've seen his ability to get rebounds. He was a good energy guy. I remember that one game against Portland, he was playing really well. I think he scored about 12 points a game or something like that, and he played amazing. He's just a really good energy guy. He plays a lot bigger than his size shows. He plays more like a power forward, but he can dribble the ball a bit. He does need to work on his shooting, but he does have the potential there. Coach Nurse did say his shooting needs a lot of work, and in his interview a few days ago, he did talk about how he's been working on his shooting and also his defense with OG and Anunoby. So that's something to look forward to. Again, guys, I don't really expect him to crack the rotation. He is just one of those young players you want to see progress, and I'm excited to see how much he's worked in the offseason and kind of just see more of him and his style of game. He did appear in a few games, but when we look at his G League stats were pretty solid. He appeared in 21 games, averaged about 15 points a game, 6.6 rebounds, a steal a game in 28 minutes or so with the Raptors 905 G League. So again, just one of those players you want to keep an eye on. I don't think he'll crack the rotation this year. He'll probably be a bench player, or if the G League does restart, they'll probably have him play in there again. It's just one of those players you want to keep an eye on, and maybe you hope down the road in a year or two he'll be a key bench player. So the next player on our list is Paul Watson. I know a lot of you guys, including myself, have been really hyped about Paul Watson, including Coach Nurse. After the bubble, Nurse did talk about Paul Watson. He did say he's impressed by him and looks to include him a bit more in next year. So I want to see how he's progressed. That one game against, I think it was Denver Nuggets in the bubble, he really looked good. He scored 20 somewhat points. He was shooting threes, he was dunking, he was passing, he was doing all sorts of things. And again, he plays a small forward position, which is something we need. Besides OG and Anunoby, we don't really have someone. The backup player was supposed to be Stanley Johnson, but he hasn't really been what we were expecting. So Paul Watson, I'm really impressed by him. He only played about 8 games with the Raptors last season. Appeared in only like for 8.8 minutes. Again, his stats don't really stand out much, but we know what he's capable of. Personally, when I saw him, his style kind of reminded me of Paul George, and he's a shot creator. So Paul Watson, you guys, we know how much the Raptors need someone who can create a shot, take it to the rim. We saw that against the Boston Celtics. We kind of struggled. So I think Paul Watson will be a good player. I hope he cracks the rotation. I expect him. I hope he'll be a bench player because I know he's capable. When you look at his G League stats again, guys, he was playing really well down there. He averaged 19 points a game, 6.6 rebounds. He played almost 30. He played 35 minutes, and he also got you a steal a game. So for me, he's one of those players that I look forward to see what he's capable of, how much he's improved in the offseason. So the next player on our list is Malachi Flynn. So if you have seen my previous videos, guys, you know how excited I am to have this guy. He's getting compared to Fred VanVleet. I can see why. He's a shorter point guard. He can score, he can defend, he can get you threes. As you can see, guys, his three-point shooting was amazing. He shot 37%. He can pass. He's a good rebounder for his size too. So I'm excited to see what he can do. I've seen his YouTube clips. I haven't really watched any of his games, so I'm excited to see what he does against NBA players and how he just overall fits in the Raptor system. So I'm looking forward to seeing him play. The next player on our list is Jalen Harris. Now, I know a lot of you guys may be like, really, Jalen Harris? He's a 59th pick. A lot of second-round picks, especially that late in the draft, don't really pan out. But again, guys, I'm excited just to see him play. I've seen, much like Malachi Flynn, I've seen his YouTube clips. I haven't really seen him play in-game. And as we know, guys, Raptor system is good at developing players. He is 22 years old. He's a little bit on the older side, but he is someone who'll get you points. When you look at his stats, he can rebound and he'll get you a lot of assists. He's a good three-point shooter as well. He plays the guard position. He does play shooting guard, though. He's got good size, 6'5". Besides Powell, we don't really have another shooting guard. So we're kind of I'm looking forward to seeing Jalen play just because I want to see how he plays and his style of play and just how the Raptors are going to use him. I'm excited to see also because he's a shot creator, just like I was talking about Paul Watson. I'm excited to see Jalen Harris because he can create his own shot. He really takes his body into the defenders. So when you see his highlights, you saw him do that. He could pull up on the mid range. He can shoot threes. So I'm excited to see what he can do and how he plays at the NBA level. The last player on our list, guys, yeah, it's another surprise pick, Alex Len. He's not exactly a young player, and you guys might be wondering why the heck is Alex Len on here. He's 27 years old, but I've been high on Alex Len since he's gotten drafted. Obviously, he hasn't really panned out, but he is another big body we definitely needed. And for what he's getting paid, I think he's getting paid like 2 million a year for 2 years is a really good deal because he only averaged about 17 points, or sorry, 17 minutes a game, 8 points, 5.8 rebounds. He split the season between the Atlanta Hawks and Sacramento Kings last season. Again, I'm looking forward to him because I know how good the Raptors system is. It's not more so the player. You saw that with Bismack Biyombo, guys. You saw what Kyle Lowry did with Bismack Biyombo in the pick and rolls. I'm confident that Alex Len will fit in well. I was listening to his interview, he talked a lot about how he just wants to win and he wants to be in a good system. He hasn't really had that with the Suns, Atlanta, or Sacramento Kings, so I'm excited to see what he can do. He's a good rebounder. I know he's been compared to Jonas Valanciunas. I know a lot of people have said that he kind of looks like him, but I don't really see a similarity in their games. But I will say this: Alex does dunk a lot more than JV. He's every chance he gets close to the basket, he's always looking to dunk. So he's very aggressive. And on defense, he's not the greatest defensive player, but when he does look to block again, he goes aggressively at the defender, which is good. You want someone who can do that. And when you look at his 36 per 36 minutes, his stats are pretty decent. His averaging 16 points per game, almost 12 rebounds a game, and 2 blocks a game. So I'm really excited to see what he can do. He is a bigger body. We definitely needed that. Aaron Baines is sometimes injury prone, and as good as Chris Boucher may be this season, I don't know if he can. He's not. He's definitely not going to defend the bigger bodies. He doesn't have the size or the weight. So Alex Len will most likely be our backup center. I haven't really, again, I've seen the highlights and a few games here and there over the years with against the Toronto Raptors. I haven't really seen him play, but I am looking forward to seeing what he can do with the Raptor system. And again, just a few days ago, I think in practice he got the WWE belt, which usually means that he had a really good practice. So I haven't really seen much of Alex Len. I'm excited to see what he can do. He's supposed to be a good rebounder, so I'm really excited to see what he can do because I feel like people are kind of sleeping on him. They're like, oh yeah, we signed Alex Len, he sucks, but I feel like he's capable of more. You know, it's like when Serge Ibaka, he was a good player, but when he came to the Raptors, he really excelled. He got that much better with Kyle Lowry, and even when you notice when Ibaka wasn't playing with Kyle Lowry, he wasn't playing the same style. He played way better with Lowry. So I feel like Lowry's going to bring out the best in Alex Len. Also, he's a solid rebounder, big body we needed. So I'm really excited to see what he can do. I think he'll excel in our system. I think he'll do way better than people are giving him credit for. So that's it for my video, guys. These are the 5 players I wanted to see. I know they may not be the 5 intriguing players like OG. You want to see how much OG has progressed. You want to see how other players have done like Matt Thomas. But these are 5 players I chose because I haven't really seen them play much, or I was more so hoping for, especially for players like Paul Watson and Oshae, to see their progression. So these are the 5 players, guys. Let me know which 5 players you are most excited to see in the preseason games. Again, guys, like, comment, let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching this video.